Hello, I'm Frank Caruso, producer of Oregon Life. In this episode, I got to sit down with Greg Hottman. He is a photographer, a woodworker, and a designer. Now, there was something in this episode that I discovered that I never knew before, and maybe you haven't either, but there are owls the size of coffee cups, the size of this cup, literally. And in this program, Greg has filmed an owl emerging from a tree, and in that clip, you will see and discover, as I did, that they have some human characteristics. And through Greg's beautiful photography, we get to see that. Enjoy this episode as I did.
Hi, I'm Greg Hottman. I'm a photographer, and my passions are, in the photography end of things is owls, but most any birds. Warblers is a big one. Hummingbirds. I seem to spend a lot of time doing hummingbirds in the summertime if they're out and about around the house. Other passions I have, woodworking is a big one. I've been doing that for, I don't know, 63 years, maybe more. My dad was a carpenter, got it in my blood, I guess. So, when I'm working in the shop, there's always some, I'm doing a lot of different things, a lot of different operations, and there's some things where it's like, oh, I remember Dad showing me how to do this, and it kind of brings back good memories of what I've learned from him, and what a good craftsman he was, even though he wasn't a furniture builder like this, but he took his time and he was accurate. He probably where I learned the measure twice, cut once ethic came from. This is a buffet table I made probably 12, 15 years ago. It's out of cherry, drawers, maple sides, dovetailed, cabinets for whatever, the tile work. I've done, this is metallic tile, which we really like. And it's, most of the time it's covered with plants. We don't see all this stuff. It's showing a little wear and tear from the water and such that spills, but it's a nice piece we like. Well, this is my first clock that I made. Well, this is a project I started probably 35 years ago. It's, well, obviously a clock, all made out of wood, from an article that appeared in a couple of fine woodworking magazine issues. So each one of these gear teeth was cut kind of semi by hand with a router. I'd do one tooth at a time and I'd have to index it. It was a lot of work. It was really a lot of learning. I mean, I've learned more on this project than I probably realize. It's still, I still like the looks of it, even though it doesn't work. And I'd like to show you my second clock. So this is my second clock. It's obviously weight-driven pendulum. It's timed so that this goes back and forth. Well, 1 second to go one way, 1 second to go back the other way. It's made out of, let's see, this is maple. The gears are all Baltic birch plywood. So this was all made on the machine downstairs. I designed the gears. The gear ratio is pretty much like my original gear. The whole escapement mechanism is completely different. Whole photography thing really took off about 10 years ago. Not sure really what set it off, but it's been an evolution. I mainly started taking pictures of birds, especially warblers in the springtime, to help me identify them. Warblers are little, they're fast, a lot of similarities between the different species, and having a photograph really helped me identify what I had. After a while, it just evolved into, okay, that's a nice photograph, but I can do a lot better. And been a total evolution on trying to get that good shot, better shot, best shot. It's just something I really enjoy. When I'm out hiking around, whether it's in the woods or even in the desert in the Southwest, anywhere I couldn't carry my camera anymore on my shoulder, so I developed this backpack that fits right in with my camera with the tripod with the trunnion, and I just pull it off, set it in there, and I'm off to go. So this is the backpack. It's made out of let's see, I guess 12 millimeter Baltic birch. It's very lightweight. The straps are from an old backpack that I screwed in there, and I do some international travel, and so I also designed this thing so it can be flattened down to put in a suitcase. So this camera tripod, or head trunnion mount as I call it, has been an evolution of probably 5 or 6 years. The first one started out as plywood. This one here is powder coated aluminum. As I've gotten older, it's been harder and harder to carry the camera around, and the camera has gotten heavier as I've upgraded my equipment. And one nice thing about this is that I can take it off really quick if I want to do a bird in shot or in flight. Put it back in. I can easily carry it on my shoulder. I have a backpack. I can saddle it in and carry it around and take it off pretty easily and get set up. So this is my own design. I designed it up in a CAD system, and then from there I take it to another program that I can make the NC files with it. So I can, NC file is a, yep, we got an owl I think, and cut it out on a little CNC that I pretty much customized for myself.
Well, let's interrupt ourselves.
So I'm
going to come over here. So you
got a blank
in there, and you got an app. Is it happening?
Yep. Let's see here. Oh yeah. So he's just moved up in the hole. So you can see the tail as he sits in the hole. There he is.
Okay.
And there's the house sparrow that he brought in this morning.
To keep it company, or
yeah, I think it's lunch.
A little lunch. Oh my God.
So, and
wow.
Yeah.
So that's a live view.
That was a live view. Here we can go. I think all we'll see is his tail sitting in the hole.
When will he stick his head out?
Well, he's sticking his head out now.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, so, but this is from inside the box.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So he's...
So, yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
Oh, you got audio on that too?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Does it make any noises?
It does make some, but I haven't, this guy's been really quiet. When I'm out looking for owls, it's always a challenge because you know they're there, or you think they're there, but they're so well camouflaged, they're hidden, they're, they look like the tree. So what I'm really not out actually looking for the owl. I'm looking for the anomaly. I'm looking for the thing that's out of place, like this shadow, this dark spot in the tree that doesn't really belong there. And I throw the binoculars on there, and most of the time it's not an owl, but once in a while it is. And it's always rewarding. And then, working around to get a better shot at the owl, get a, branch free, and without disturbing the owl is a challenge. I don't want to, disturb the owl and have it fly off and then have it, get the wrath of crows and blue jays and whatever else might harass it. About 10 years ago, I had this idea of putting an owl box up in the yard. I haven't heard of anybody really doing that. So I found some plans online, copied it sort of, made my own revisions to the design, and I assumed at the time it was going to be for a saw-whet, not really knowing a lot about owls back then. So I had this box ready and I had tree trimmers out working on the trees, and I thought, well, I asked them to pop this owl box up on the tree for me. I didn't really feel like climbing up there and screwing it in. So anyways, they put it up for me, and 10 days later, there was an owl in it. It just shocked me, and it was a screech owl. And it stayed for about a month, and I think that was like latter half of April and first part of May. And it was probably the male, and I'm sure there was a nesting female across the street somewhere. So that was really a great start. And I've never had them nesting here, but I've had frequent visitors, and the owl I have now has been here for about 2 months, and that's a record. So that's been really a lot of fun. Kind of sit here and watch it in the evening for it to come out, and then see where it flies to at night when it takes off, when it starts to get pretty dark out. It's just really enjoyable. We both enjoy it tremendously. So about every winter for the last 8 or so, I've been going up to a bog up in northern Minnesota, and in the dead of winter, of course, when it's easily 25 below, and we drive around these bog roads. Maybe the windows might be down, looking for great gray owls, northern hawk owls, for lucky a boreal owl. I've seen saw-whets up there, snowies, and actually had a barn owl up there that didn't survive very long, unfortunately. It's a great, really unique spot. I don't know if I really believe this, but it's happened to me so many times that, and it only happens with great horned owls. It doesn't happen with other owls, but I feel them before I see them. I know they're there, and I don't know. It's kind of like this. You're being watched, sort of a feeling, and when I get that feeling, I almost invariably find a great horned owl somewhere nearby. One of these things that's really unique about owls, at least for me, incredible creatures. They're camouflaged. They're hard to see. Maybe it's the challenge of finding them that has a lot to do with it. And then when you do find them, it's really rewarding to actually see them, and you feel like you really accomplished something that afternoon or evening. Helps get through the winter.